Greetings in the love and in the light of our infinite prime creator, the divine grid programmer. Namaste, namaskaram. There is a war on consciousness. There is a war in order to enhance their control over us. The negative forces use a combination of highly advanced technologies, hybridization programs, and various other 3D agendas of constant assault of our bodies and consciousness, as well as many different forms of mind control. This is what we call the war on consciousness, a war for your consciousness. Please hit the subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up as it helps the algorithm and helps in the war effort on expansion of consciousness rather than the restriction of consciousness, which is the main goal. The main goal was to create a local version of their artificial matrix, talking about the negative forces, the negative alien agendas, the deep state, cabal, Illuminati. This is what we called war on consciousness. A local version of the artificial matrix, the digital matrix here on planet Earth, where they used all organic planetary resources, including us human beings and our consciousness, which is equivalent to our DNA, and reverted their energies into anti-life currents that would feed them and their many off-planet systems. Planet Earth was a specific target because of its many stargates, which are access points into the many levels, dimensions of the universal time matrix. And in using these reversal mechanisms, they were able to gain access to said dimensions without having to ascribe to their organic processes of ascension, which require full dedication to the God source domains and the many universal laws, which really are energetic principles or sacred sciences of the mechanics of creation. These entities needed us to remain within a certain perimeter of the time matrix for the higher levels of embodiment we would reach. The harder we would become to control. The higher you ascend past your lower 3 chakras, the harder you are to control, deceive, or manipulate, as they have less and less power in those higher dimensions, which they are only able to access from an advanced intellectual standpoint, not from an organic embodiment of their respective higher frequencies. For this reason, they created an assortment of elaborate agendas and mechanisms that would maintain us within the first level of embodiment, the mind matrix, or harmonic universe 1, which is dimensions 1 through 3. And here on the new Earth Golden Age timeline, we are headed to harmonic universe 2, dimensions 4, 5, and 6. But in harmonic universe 1, which is essentially the digital matrix, the artificial control matrix, you are trapped within your first 3 chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus, all the while preventing us with their digital matrix or making it very difficult for us to reach the next level of soul embodiment, which begins at the heart chakra. Hence, we understand deeper the importance of opening the heart center and moving to the higher moral values it represents, such as empathy and compassion. Now, let's discuss some of the ways in which the negative aliens, the reptilians, Illuminati, deep state, dark cabal have kept us in servitude in these lower vibrational states of consciousness over the centuries since the beginnings of our civilization. Hit that subscribe button, please. I want you to buckle up. We're going to get into some of the nuts and bolts on how they've done this. Through their various hybridization programs, they successfully managed to modify the organic, the original human DNA blueprint by introducing some of their own genetics, which is mainly reptilian into our own. This resulted in the creation and exacerbation of the negative ego and its lower vibrations. It is important to note that this is not endemic to the mind matrix, which should only experience a certain degree of resistance for the purposes of growth, but not the level of perversion and corruption we have been experiencing here within their artificial matrix. These genetic modifications shut off higher gene functions of human beings and further prevented us from reaching those higher levels of embodiment, maintaining us within the mind matrix for longer than necessary through our evolution cycle. All dormant DNA strands can be reactivated through constant efforts of clearing the negative ego. as well as full and conscious dedication to the path of spiritual awakening and consciousness expansion, which are the processes of moving through the ladder of ascension and evolving towards higher levels of embodiment of our higher consciousness. Embodying higher moral values and leading a life of purpose and service allows us to connect with these higher states of consciousness. Over time, we begin to open and embody each of our chakras, which is the same process as reactivating the corresponding dormant gene functions until their respective frequencies become part of our experienced reality. Now, the reptilian races are highly advanced technologically and are millenniums ahead of our current civilization mainstream technology, as was kept in the dark for centuries. With such level of advanced exotic technology, they created a frequency fence around the planet, further maintaining it with a certain frequency band, within a certain frequency band, confined to a sophisticated energetic prison. Thus, the term the prison planet that we're all familiar with. This frequency fence, also called Nibiru electrostatic transduction field, is a network of frequencies being broadcasted onto the planetary grids from the artificial satellite that is Earth's moon, acting similarly to satellite dish. This maintained Earth separated from the God forces and positive races for many centuries, unable to communicate with them nor get any form of contact, but also maintain human beings in a perpetual cycle of forced reincarnation and mind wiping, which is the process of removing any and all conscious memories from past incarnations. Humans were no longer able to go through the organic processes of reincarnation and thus could not learn from past lives, repeating the same patterns of suffering over and over again. In complete amnesia of any life or existence beyond the physical earth. Collectively, the continual mind-wiping of human beings meant humanity was also repeating the same warring patterns. And this is why we can clearly observe that history kept repeating itself, even from the Lemurian and Atlantean civilizations and their respective holocausts. For these reasons, and when the timing was right, the end of the preceding ascension cycle and start of this new one, starseeds and indigos were sent on planet Earth with more DNA strands sort of pre-activated. This was mostly, but not exclusively, the sixth chakra and its intuitive abilities, which was programmed to be reactivated at a certain time of the starseed indigo's life and would allow for communications with the higher realms to be maintained to a certain degree. The Indigo and Starseed families would serve as ground crew for the guardian races to understand better what was going on from inside the artificial matrix, and thus elaborate a rescue mission plan with the God forces. So, there you have it, folks. We have an enemy who has been highly organized with a dedicated purpose to keep us trapped at this 3D level, meaning in our physical reality, that this is the only reality. And there is a level of assault on our consciousness that most human beings are still oblivious to. Bioengineering is the modification and our control of gene expression and is done through various levels of intentional, repeated toxicity through geoengineering technologies, GMO foods, poisoning of the water, supplies, food additives and preservatives, fake foods, highly processed, pesticides, pharmaceutical drugs and vaccination campaigns, recreational drugs, EMFs and ELFs, all smart devices, networks, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, and the likes. It is important to understand these various levels of toxicity in our modern society are not unfortunate mistakes or accidents, nor the result of ignorance, and it also goes far beyond money and power. These all serve a common agenda of inhibiting consciousness expansion. It is the expressed purpose and mission statement of the Umbanda New Earth Ashram for Compassion and Strength to assist in this war on consciousness by providing tools and resources for the expansion of your consciousness, dear, esteemed, honorable, notable, and noble viewer. If you would only but hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, leave this video a thumbs up for further information disseminations and video broadcast offerings. We will surely win this war on consciousness and expand into harmonic universe number 2 and to the golden age timeline of the new earth.
Namaste. Namaskaram.